If you are watching for the first time, then please do subscribe to my channel, and if you already subscribed, then don't forget to click the bell icon to get the latest uploads of my channel. Hi friends, welcome to Sewing is Fun. We make so many things from our sewing machine, but today we are going to make something for our sewing machine. So it's a sewing machine cover, as we don't use it sometimes, and we need to protect it from dust and all. And I was fed up with my plastic cover of sewing machine which just came with it. So I decided to make one and share this tutorial with you guys too. So let's get started for the drafting. So first of all, we need to mark the width of our sewing machine. So mark it from here and take this hand wheel into consideration while you measure it. So I'm having it 16 inches, and now measure the length. In my case it's 12.5 inches, and if you're not comfortable with this, then you can also take this ruler and put it like this and then measure it. And now we need to measure the depth. So you can measure it from here also, and if you have like this in your sewing machine, then you need to take this also into your measurement, and you need to take this extra part also. So you can see here it's around 1.5 inches extra in this side. I already measured it, so in my case it's 8.5 inches. You can make it by calculating like this. Take your ruler and measure it like this. So that's it for our measuring of our sewing machine, and now we'll cut the patterns. So for this you need to cut 3 kind of patterns. So first is your top part. For that you need to take the width and the depth of your machine and add 1 inches extra for seam allowances. Then the side pieces, these you want 2 pieces, 2 identical pieces, and for that you need to take the depth and length and also add 1 inches on both the sides. Then you need to take the front and back part, and for this you need to take the width and the length of your machine and also add 1 inch extra on both the sides. So just cut these patterns onto the paper, and then we'll proceed to the quilting part. So for the quilt I'm using these 2 old jeans. These are not usable, so I thought to use it here. And for the lining I'm taking this cotton fabric. This is leftover one, so I thought to use it too. And you can make it with cotton fabric also, but for that you need to use some batting or fleece, so that you will get the volume for your cover. But I'm here using the jeans because it is long lasting and durable. So let's start with the cutting of this jeans. Okay, so first of all cut the bottom part of this jeans, and then we are going to cut this hemming part, because these are so hard to sew in your sewing machine. So we are going to cut this from here and cut this bottom part too. So this is how my one leg piece will look like, and now I'm gonna cut the rest of the jeans. Now I'm gonna make patches from this jeans. So you have to decide how much wider or longer you want. I'm making a square pieces, and the width and length of these pieces would be 3.5 inches, and I'll add 1 inch more for stitching purpose on all the sides, so that becomes 4.5. so I will cut the pieces of 4.5 by 4.5 inches, and you can take accordingly whatever broader or wider you want your strips to be. So let's cut this out first. So I'm done with cutting these square pieces from my two jeans. You can see these two different colors. You can take any kind of contrast shades, and these are 4.5 by 4.5 inches. And now I'm gonna place it to my fabric pieces. I already cut it. This is the side piece, and you can take any kind of cotton fabric for the lining. Now try to be more contrastic when you place it, so just place it like this alternatively. First you need to set it first, then we are going to sew this. So here it's done, and now first sew it from here, leaving around 1/4 inch. These two pieces first sew it like this, and then put them in this way, and then we are going to turn it like this and then sew it from here. I'll tell you how. So now let's put both these pieces right on right and sew it from here. Just do the same thing with these two also. I made this a bit shorter than my lining. This is just because I want to add strips here in the border, as I already did here. And for making this, here just find how much shorter it's your strip. It's about 1/2 inch, and 1/2 inch I want for stitching purpose, so that becomes 1 inch. So here I want 1 inch wider strip, so for that just double of this is 2, and a half inch for stitching purpose, so that becomes 2.5 inches. So I'll add 2.5 inches wider strip here, and longer will be 14 inches. I took the total length, and here also do the same thing, and here I'm adding 3.5 inches wider strip, and longer will be the whole length, that is 9.5 inches. And just make 2 strips with the same measurements. So my 4 strips are ready. Now just take the longer one first, fold it from the middle like this, and take your jeans pattern and match the raw edges of them by placing it like this, and then just leave around 1/4 inch and sew it, and make sure to put this in between. So just fold it like this, and then find the middle point. If you want, just give a small slit here, and do the same thing with here also. Fold it and make a small slit. Oh, it's hard. Alright, like this, and then match both the middle points this way, and then sew it. So here you can see this much fabric is left here, so just sew it from here all the way till the end, and do the same thing with the other side also. I'm done with adding these strips, and now we'll add the strip in the sides. So just take this, hold it from the middle, and find the middle point again as we did earlier for the longer strip. So just give a small slit in the raw edge of this strip, and you know the middle point of this side also. So just place it on top of this, matching the raw edges together like this, and then again we need to sew it, leaving around 1/4 inch from here till here, and do the same thing with the other side also. So in this way my 2 side pieces are ready, and I also made the front piece, the 2 pieces the same way, and the top part I just left plain. You can make it in a quilting way also, as you like. So this is how our all pieces are ready, and let's see how to join them. Okay, so first of all take the front part and put your side piece like this, and then put it like this, facing right sides together, and now you need to sew it from here and here, leaving around 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch as you had left while cutting the fabric, and then turn it, and then put your front piece again here, and then sew it from here, and then open it and put the side piece like this and sew it from here, and then we are going to join it, this part and this part. Let's first join these 4 pieces. Okay, so I sewn all the 4 pieces together. It's a long piece now, you can see, and just match the front part with the side piece like this. Right sides are inside, and again sew it from here till here, leaving around ½ inch. Okay, so now after stitching all the 4 pieces together, let's turn it to the right side. And here, if you want, you can also give a top stitch in the corners. Just put your fabric like this and give a stitch here to give your corners nice and crispy look. And then we'll attach the top part. So take the piece, this is the right side, match both the right sides together like this, and leave around ½ inch here, and then start sewing right to the edge where we had given a stitch. So start sewing from here and stop your sewing here in the edges, and then up your presser footer, turn this in this way, and then start sewing from here and stop your sewing here. And then again you need to turn it like this and give a stitch. Let me show you how. Okay, so I'm done with stitching this upper part, you can see, and in the corners also I had done a top stitch here. I just put it like this and then given a stitch to give a nice crispy look. And now I'm gonna attach this pocket in the side pieces. So while cutting I had left some fabric just to fold it like this, and then I'm gonna stitch it in the corner. You can avoid this step if you don't want pockets, but I want here, so I'll just put it like this. Just fold all the fabric from the sides and give a top stitch. Before attaching the pockets, you need to fold this fabric inside and just sew it. So I attached the pockets in the sides, you can see, and now I'm gonna stitch the lining part. So I joined all the 4 pieces, the big one and the smaller one alternatively, and here it forms a box like this. And now I'm gonna join the top part as we did in the front cover, just do like that. stitch the lining part also, and I forgot to tell that in the top part in the middle I have to leave about 4 to 5 inches here, and I forgot to leave it, so I'll just remove the thread in this point. And while stitching you have to leave here around this much area, and then continue sewing from here, and don't forget to give reverse stitch when you leave the part. Okay, so take your cover and let it be on the right side, and then take your lining piece, and it's the wrong side. Now you need to put this inside so that both the right sides will be together. So just put it, and then we are going to stitch in the bottom to finish the raw edges. So here you can see I put this inside, and now both the right sides are together. Now you need to sew it from here till here, and then here you can see we had left this much part, so from here we'll put it outside so that we'll have a nice finishing. So just sew it in the edges first. So I stitched the sides in the bottom, and now I'm gonna pull the inside cover from this open side. Okay, so now I'm gonna sew this open side. So you need to just put it like this in the sewing machine and sew it from here. I had given a stitch, and now I'm gonna put it inside, and I'll just give a hand stitch in the corners here so that it will not be visible. So just put it inside like this, and also if you want you can leave this much fabric, so it will give a nice hem kind of look. And if you don't want this piping, so you just put this all inside like this, and then give a top stitch here to all over the edges in the bottom. So my sewing machine cover is ready now. You can put your sewing gadgets in the pockets, or if you have more accessories, then you can also make this kind of pocket in the front. So do make one for your sewing machine, and don't forget to like, subscribe and share. See you in the next video.